Let's put VSync on, because I don't really need 4,000 FPS. Hello, Internet, and welcome to my continuing coverage of the Steam NextFest for June 2025. This will be like video 3 or 4 in the playlist, but it's actually the first one that I'm recording on the day of NextFest. There's a couple that I've recorded a little bit early, so they don't actually have the NextFest introduction. Some of you, especially those of you... Oops, hitting the microphone. Those of you who know me well might be a bit surprised to see me... to see this on the screen, because it is very well known, I think, that I don't like Aeterna Noctis. I don't think it is a particularly good game. It's not awful, but it's not particularly high up on my Metroidvania tier list. In fact, what is it at on my Metroidvania tier list? I've forgotten. I think it's in the B tier? No, C tier. Yeah. So it's one that I'd recommend you try, but it's not a good game, in my opinion. A lot of people love it because of its quote-unquote hardcore difficulty, and it's quote-unquote the best Metroidvania, and it's quote-unquote better than Hollow Knight, blah blah blah. No, I disagree in basically every way, and whilst the maps are quite pretty, I just didn't really like the game, and I put the difficulty down to easy, and I still didn't particularly like the game. The fundamental loop of Metroidvania design, challenge, and shortcutting, I felt wasn't done very well in that game. It wasn't that it was hard, although it was quite challenging in places for, you know, a low-skill individual such as myself. I just didn't think it was very good. But I did quite like the premise. I liked the narrative, this eternal cycle of light and dark between the king and the queen. So I said that I told myself, well, if they put out a demo, I will at least try that. But it's unlikely I will pick up the full game. I certainly am very unlikely to cover the full game on my channel, and considering... unless they do something fundamentally much more interesting with the world design for Lucis, I won't be mapping it either. Because I found mapping Aeterna Noctis actually quite boring. It was more enjoyable than playing the game, but I found the actual world just not very exciting. So, with all of that said, Aeterna mode it is. I have no desire for a tougher platforming challenge. Oh! Ow, my eyes. Thanks for that. Okay.
You defeated him, but this time was different. He was alive, standing before me. Was this what you intended all along? Did I misjudge you? Maybe you weren't so corrupted. I don't know where you are, but I hope it's far from all this. The world is falling apart. But why now? Were our actions truly that grave? Enough. I must move on. My tower lies in ruins, and I will find whoever did this.
Right, I have immediate thoughts. In Aeterna Noctis, was it not the case that the characters spoke gibberish? Well, no. I say gibberish. They spoke a made-up language? Because this sounds iffy. That's not a great run animation, it has to be said. Could do with leaning forwards a little bit more. Jump is quite floaty. But the animations feel a bit stiff. Got a combo attack, which doesn't have any smoothness at all. It's just like a stop motion still frame. Feels like that needs some work. Jump! A bloom of dawn creates a checkpoint and partially restores your spirit vessel. When the vessel is full, it heals you. Which was what, exactly? The red blobs or the blue blobs? Enemies explode into a range of pretty colours when they die. I appreciate the fact that it's giving us enough opportunities to get used to stuff. Luminous arrow consumes mana, lethal damage and precision to activate mechanisms. Fired without mana does not harm but knocks back and can still open paths. Okay, that's auto-targeting. The Royal Flames are fragments of the Queen's will. Collect them to enhance your skills. Go to the abilities menu and channel a fire. Okay. Map looks very similar in terms of style. Scrolling diagonals is a bit weird, has to be said. We've got our stained glass abilities tree. We can, it looks a little bit more compact than the previous version. We can't do anything. We must be seated at a throne. I'm being followed by a book. Okay, so they've gone for the Prince of Persia style thing. But there's a lot of things shining. Ah, here's our throne. Okay, so I can upgrade our stuff. Enemies respawn when we sit. Okay, so we've still got the different coloured lights. Relics are powerful artifacts that are activated with boosters. Equip them from the relic menu, but only when seated in the throne. In all honesty, I'm not entirely sure when I'm taking damage or not.
So, where did you truly come from? Their essence is unlike anything I've known. Only a corruption that rides alive. Light fears nothing, but it deeply irritates me to see my tower in ruins and soaked in blood.
I mean, to be honest, this is going exactly as I expected. Performance feels stuttery, which doesn't help. Okay, so magnet acquired. Again, just so we are clear, I understand that I am coming in to this game. This is why I said all that stuff at the start. I understand I'm coming into this game with a very specific set of biases. Okay, I need some options. And I need that off because it's quite obnoxious. Hopefully that will fix things. Because so far the game feel has not been great. That feels better, I think. I mean, this does feel better to my mind than Noctis did. Don't get me wrong. You know, just because I know I'm biased doesn't mean that I can't appreciate the way the game feels like an evolution. I think the voice acting is a bit naff. Oh, that feels better when stuff's not going blur every time you pick something up. Am I to assume that these things, these little mini checkpoints, aren't here in the other mode? They feel like a concession for the difficulty.
The light crystal still holds its shape, but it has fractured. How is this possible? Darkness never managed to harm it in all these cycles. Besides, it was forged by Chaos himself.
Is this AI generated voice? I'm really sorry if this is an actual voice actor, but
whatever the case, I will reclaim the power it still holds. Its essence is an extension of me, and it belongs to me.
I think I preferred it when they spoke gibberish. Anyway, this is going to allow us... Jeez, my eyes. Light dash.
I can feel it. A new power flows through
I can feel it. A new power flows through me.
I shall move as it does, and even danger will fade as I pass. And this new energy makes my eyes shine even brighter, ever more alluring and deadly. I can't wait to try it.
Okay, so not a narcissist at all then. So this only works on the... Yeah. Excuse me? Oh, it's a different button. Excuse me? I needed to wait. Left stick and X. Hold on. I think I've misunderstood how this is working. I think this is more like a burrowing ability than a dash ability. Get some health back? No? Okay. That feels faster. That's something I appreciate greatly. I see. Okay. So it is a burrow ability and it goes in a straight line, and for some reason you have to press jump and the direction to change direction as opposed to just steering. But you can use it to double dash.
The air grows heavier with every step. No mortal could do this. And I know few gods with such power. And
Oh, this voice acting is bad. Sorry.
style. He is a creator, not a destroyer. There's something here, even I.
Huh? So I can't get past those. I guess. Yeah, I mean, this is very much what I was expecting. And if I don't sound particularly enthused... Why am I slowed down here? There we go, that feels better. Yeah, the speed seems all over the place. But I'm pretty certain people are going to love it. What was that? You got a thing. Well done. You want to tell me what it was? Or... no? Okay.
What
Creepy doll's head.
damnation?
What in damnation?
Soul, have you fallen too? The corruption has devoured you.
This is
like
bad.
The rest of the tower. Yet you were always a loyal sentinel. This is chaos no longer protects this place. We've crossed a threshold, and there may be no turning back. I will end your suffering.
I will end your suffering, and I will find whoever is behind this massacre. Go ahead. Are you trying to evoke Victor from the start of Symphony of the Night? Because that's what it's making me feel like. Oh, apparently this enemy's 3D. How did that hit me and why? Why does that not dodge? Oh, that still hit me apparently. This is a cool enough boss fight. I mean, I 100% appreciate that we've got a lot of movement options. And that has been a bit of a critique of mine about Metroidvanias as of late. Oops. No. The boss has got no health bar, so I've no idea how close I am to defeating him. Why did that hit me? Anybody else noticing the little bits of slowdown that we're getting all the time? What the? Oh!
You're nothing but a desecrated memory.
Leave this world now. That was a decent enough boss fight. I quite like the feel of that. I would have liked to know.
And so your agony ends, reduced to ashes before your creator. And in the echo of your soul, the light you once guarded.
And in the echo of your soul.
Now it is mine once more.
Jeez.
The divine gift of.
Not only is the dialogue bad, but it is being performed badly.
I will restore my body at will, as it was always meant to be.
Okay, so we've got a heal. On B? Oh. I guess we get to select where we put it. Well, Aeterna Lucis seems to be as I expected it to be. I will admit, it feels... the combat feels alright. From that little, snippet, that feels alright. I'm not blown away by it, but it feels alright. The art style is fine. I like the UI more than I like the actual character art and stuff. It looks a little bit basic, just like Noctis did. But that writing and voice acting is... and I know that this is very subjective, but that's bad. That just pulls me right out of it. I couldn't tell in Noctis whether the voice acting was bad because it was just gibberish from what I can remember. But this doesn't sound good. I have to hope, and I appreciate that this is probably quite insulting if this is a real person, but I have to hope that this is just text-to-speech placeholder stuff. Because as of now, that's poor. But again, I'm coming off the back of Expedition 33, with its stellar voice cast. So, get Jennifer English to do this. She could do something with this dialogue. It's not very well written. It's very... what we in the trade call... well, I say in the trade as if I've written anything in the last 10 years. Well, no, I have. 2018 was the last time I wrote. 2019. But what we in the writing trade call purple prose. Prose that is so overwritten and flowery, and it's very much a thing that happens in fantasy stories, where everything is big and bombastic and important and proper nouns, and it just ends up, to use the parlance of the day, it's very cringe. So yeah, I mean, that wasn't awful. I'd argue that it actually felt better to play than I expected, but it does make some design decisions that are a little bit weird. Like the travelling through the light stuff. Why do we have to press the jump button to change directions? And the fact that the arrow and where we actually aren't the same means that you've actually got to read ahead or read behind or whichever it was. It's cognitively dissonant. It would make much more sense if there was just a teeny tiny arrow off the ball of light that is us, rather than having the ball of light and then a whole other arrow in front of it rotating all the way around. It's a UI issue. It's a readability issue, and readability issues were one of Noctis's major weak spots, and that seems to have carried over to this. And some people will love it. They will say it is the best thing ever, and if you are one of those people, yeah, you've got more of what you like. And I think it's a bit naff. But that being said, let's get back. I'm assuming I can just go back into where we were here. Yeah. So the map is very similar to what I would expect from the previous game. This looks very, very similar to Noctis. I think there is some nice art and texture work, say, on these platforms. And at a distance, the main character looks alright. It does look like a lot of the Metroidvania-ness is going to be, woohoo, you found some chests! Aren't you excited? Booster. I'm assuming boosters are charm slots. Potentially incorrectly. Oh no, they are gems that you can plug into your relic. Fair enough. I'm fine with that. I like that as a kind of optional way of doing things. Yeah, the combat actually feels okay. There's a little bit too much flashy, realistically, for me. Hitboxes are a little bit unclear. The fact that we cannot dash through some attacks, but we can others, is weird. Okay, so we can't... No, we can't get high enough for that. I'm just seeing whether there are any other bits and pieces that I can reach while I'm talking. Oh. Yeah, I mean, this is what I expected. And there's nothing wrong with that. I can't say it's done. I love not landing on platforms. So I just assumed I wasn't going to land on the platform that time, and I actually did. Having the little checkpoints all over the place is something that I appreciate. Yeah, why do we not dash through things sometimes, but we do others? Again, if your abilities aren't reliable, how can we trust in the gameplay? Did that just take 2 off me? That just takes us down to there. Yeah. Aeterna Lucis seems like it is going to be more of the same. You know, the map is usable. It gives us a secret key for the number of things in an area. I'm not going to try and find all of these right now. Chances are we can't find them all anyway. It's possible that it's just a placeholder from the full game. How do I phrase this? This is better than I expected it to be. There we go. I think that is the fairest way I can put this. This is better than I expected it to be. But I had low expectations. So I couldn't tell you whether this is going to be any better or worse than Noctis, but it feels... Keep in mind that it's been a few years since I last played Noctis. It feels to me a little bit better to play, but it's still got a lot of the kind of visual clutter and oh god, that voice acting. So yeah, Aeterna Lucis. If you were expecting me to avoid this like the plague and not give my impressions on the demo, proven you wrong on that one, but I've probably proven you right with the idea of what I would actually say about it. But better than I expected it to be. So that is praise, which you possibly, and I didn't expect. You know, I didn't expect to come out of it liking it even this much. So, yeah. Am I still going to play more? Am I still going to get the full game? If I'm really desperate in September, frankly. We'll see what else is out. Yeah, yeah, this could have been worse. This could have been worse. What was that? Oh, that's our heal ability, which has set itself to triangle, because of course it has. So it's got a long cooldown. So it's got a long cooldown and a resource cost. Yeah, that's going to be great fun. I hope that we can, in fact it tells us on the side. Cast time reduction, cooldown reduction, restore spirit. Okay, yeah, so we can buff it up. Thank you for watching, folks. This has been a somewhat surprising look at the Aeterna Lucis demo. Stay safe, stay fabulous. On to the NextFest demo. Cheerio! Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.